Hey, hello.
Hello.
we, we were just voguing, getting the dab, hitting the griddy. We're cool like that. Okay, well, YouTube can hear me, not you.
It keeps doing this. I don't know why it keeps doing this. You should have sound though. You should have sound
We
now.
have sound. We have sound. Yeah, we can hear you. Guys at home, you can donate for just £1. You can help Josh to make sure that he can hear you when you want to hear him.
What I like because Josh was like, I'm going to deafen you guys so I can start the stream and they could hear us and not you.
God, for goodness sake. Right. I don't know what it keeps doing, but it keeps just booting my microphone off. It keeps going to the default setting, even though this microphone is set to the default setting. I don't know why it keeps doing that, but it does. Anyway, we're here. We're chapter 10. A Tale of Many Warhipsters.
Yes, we are.
We have a question from Mr. Lovely Pants saying, is this the last one? I'm going to miss you guys. This is not the last one, Mr. Lovely Pants. There are 2 more after this.
You can't get rid of us. We're eternal.
And that will conclude season 1 of Tale of Many Warhipsters, but we may well do a season 2.
See if HBO picks us back up.
Yeah, we've got to ask Netflix if they're gonna renege on the deal. Bearing in mind they are cancelling all of your favourite shows at the moment, and yet continuing to renew some of your other favourite shows, such as Emily in Paris. But unfortunately, that's just the way things go. So yes, we are back. It is chapter 10. I have to say, I know it disconnected right at the beginning. On the chapter 10, it says. What was the intro? What did I say on the thing? I said, well, basically, I have to apologise for it being very, very late. There have been a number of, Kataro says, Netflix are effing up Resident Evil. I've watched 3 episodes of it, and I was like, I'm just going to go to sleep.
I've not watched any of it, and Kelly saw it appear on her Netflix tonight and was like, should I watch this? And I was like, I'm pretty sure the consensus is no. Don't watch it.
The worst thing to ever go on Netflix.
The thumbnail says chapter 9. Oh, for goodness sake.
Josh,
Have
you have one job.
Have you confused your IXs and your X's?
I can't even edit that live. I'm going to have to do that.
Welcome to chapter 9.5, ladies and gentlemen.
As professional as ever.
I will change the thumbnail after the stream. It'll be the first thing I do, unless I go over there and change it now. Anyway, yes. What was I saying? Yeah, we've had a number of obstacles and barriers that have gotten in the way throughout July that have meant that it has just been the one thing that we didn't ever want to push back. But it was the only thing that could be pushed back, if you see what I mean. So I do apologise to everybody who has been patiently waiting for Chapter 10. You guys are amazing. Kelly says that was slanderous and I have no intention of watching Resident Evil. So there you go. Yes, so many apologies to everybody out there. An example of things that pushed it back. We were going to do it on Monday and Tuesday last week, and then there was a heat wave announced. We were going to do it on it was the weekend before, but I think Adam, you suddenly had to work the night that we were going to do it.
Yeah.
Rich, you've had some other stuff that I don't want to say on your behalf about what's been going on with you, but you've had all of that going.
Yeah, it's taken a lot of my time.
Yeah, so just a big apology to everybody out there, and thank you so much for patiently waiting, and thank you to everybody who submitted. I can tell as well that June, July is a summer holiday type month area, so that's when people just get super busy. That's when the heat comes out. And so, even so, I've had a number of messages saying, look, I'm sorry I didn't submit anything this month. It's just been crazy. So, yes, it's been absolutely crazy. But we're here. We finally got here. Chapter 10 of Tale of Many Warhipsters. And as previously discussed, Mr. Lovely Pants, we have 2 more chapters after this. Chapter 11 and then Chapter 12, the finale. So, are you ready to do Chapter 10, gentlemen?
Yes. Absolutely.
Are you excited?
Yes. Yeah, definitely. I want to see what people have put together. We should say Like, we've been the main hold up on this. Like Mr. Warhipster has been trying to make this happen for a while.
Yeah.
And due to circumstances, Rich and I, frankly, it's kind of our fault, right? Because we've just been, life has Josh so eloquently put it, has just got in the way of everything. So yeah, they're glad to be here. Very excited. Let's do it. Let's see some amazing work from the Warhipster community.
Let's do it. Right. I need to figure out where I've put everything, because we've had I've had yet more technical difficulties. I always do. Basically, what I do to let's do a little quick behind the scenes, if you will. The way Tale of Many Warhipsters comes together is everybody emails me their pictures. I then take their pictures and put them into a PowerPoint document, or Keynote, which is what I actually use because I use it on my Mac, which is over there. I used to stream on my old iMac since I replaced the new Mac with the fundraising that we did. So massive thank you and big love to everybody out there who took part in that. The new Mac is so updated that the old janky software that I used to have, which meant that I could record the desktop audio of the Mac, no longer works. So I can't actually record Tale of Many Warhipsters in a stream format or on a street or record it on the old Mac. On the new Mac, I'd have to bust out the old one, and the old one is the one that used to run the whole thing at like 6 frames per second. So what we do is we run the stream now and we record it on the new computer, which is down here, which is how I do all my streams. Is how you get this glorious HD 60 FPS vision of my face when we do the live streams for various gaming or hobby or whatnot. But the problem is with that is I've got a Windows PC, and Windows does not include their Office suite for free, and I am sure as shit not spending $89.99 to use PowerPoint once a month. So what I do is I create the Keynote over there. And then last time out when we did this, I signed up for a free trial for Office so I could just do it in PowerPoint, and jobs are good. And however, this time around we're doing it as a PDF because that's free. So
thanks, Adobe.
Thanks, Adobe. Even though because it's on a Windows PC and I don't have Adobe Acrobat installed on here because I'd have to pay for that as well, I'm using the Google PDF browser anyway.
It's just like a litany of Office software related problems.
Yeah, this is.
If you ever wanted an advert for Apple or Mac, you've just given it.
I actually do most of my painting in Excel, and I haven't got that. I'm not paying for that either. So I've ended up using OneNote, which for some reason is free.
What is the Apple version of Excel?
Numbers.
Oh yeah. That's a pile of crap though.
It's not great. It doesn't have as much computing power. It's not that it's not great. It's just that Excel is so Excel that you learn how to use Excel rather than numbers. So if you move over to numbers, it's like where are all the tabs? And it's like, well, they're there, but you have to go hunting.
This is the software section of the podcast. I was just saying. Sorry, apologies for my camera being a bit glitchy now and again. People that are watching, I don't know what the hell's wrong with it, and I'm short of wiggling the USB about. I can't fix
You're
it.
in the wall.
I will occasionally, the Gellerfield goes down and stuff like this happens. So there you go. Occasionally, I will just wig out.
That's just Adam passing his controversial demon save over and over and over again. As
I didn't notice it until you said it.
No,
but
I know someone will point it out in the chat because it's been said before. So apologies.
But yeah, it's what happens when you run a YouTubing business where the margin for error in terms of finance is so narrow that you can't actually just spend £90 on the Office suite for 365 days.
Spreadsheet to help you with that.
I could, and I do. I do all my accounting on numbers. I do it all over there.
Can we get onto the painting, guys?
Yes, we can. Is everybody... Built on Boob says, #PoorHammer, this is my mantra. I would agree. That's why, I mean, the big news just before we go into is I'm doing stuff with Games Workshop now. They sent me all the contrast paints and all the shade paints for free to review for all of you guys. They've sent me some model kits, which I've shown on Instagram. So for the YouTube audience out there who haven't possibly seen that. You will have seen the Sons of Horus Leviathan Dreadnought, the plastic version. We've got a video coming out for that very soon, which is a review of the plastic version alongside a resin version, which is this Blood Angels one. Now, as you can see, he's not finished. Now, the reason I didn't put the review video live first was because I did not have time to paint 2 Leviathan Dreadnoughts in 2 different Legion colours.
You should leave him like that with the red, white, stick a bit of green.
Do you like it?
Christmas Dreadnought.
Do you like it?
Is that Bal Red?
Great.
That is Bal Red, yes.
On a big panel, it's going to be interesting, yeah.
It's Bal, just to go really close, there you go. It's Bal Red with 0 contrast medium in there at the minute.
That's really nice.
Really, really...
It's like a nice bright red finish, yeah.
Doesn't that look awesome? And then it's just going to have Agrax Earthshade over the top and it's going to be done. But we're not here to look at this stuff. We're here to look at your stuff. Well, and a bit of my stuff. But just as another thing.
Stuff, yeah.
Here we go. We've got the Dark Commune as well. They're coming very, very soon to
Dark Communists.
The Dark Communists.
And you people out there in YouTube land, are you bored of videos with people going, "Oh, here's my 10 minutes unboxing the Leviathan Dreadnought. It's got this many parts." Forget all that. Don't watch that. Watch Josh paint it in a lovely Sons of Horus colour scheme that's beautiful and deeply Sons of Horus-y green. Go and watch that. Don't watch unboxing videos.
You heard it here first, folks. Right, let's get on with it, shall we? Tale of Many Warhipsters, Chapter 10, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Make sure I click in the right place. There we go! Way! I didn't just press
They look familiar.
They do look familiar. I didn't just press the arrow key on my keyboard, not being in the right thing, so it would have been a total anticlimax. Right, where are we? Here we are. Okay, so, first up, we have me. This is what we do now. So we have... One of the things I promised last month was that I was going to do more of my Tau and some more of my Custodes. However, we had the doubles tournament coming up in at Warhammer World, and I spoke to the guys. I said, "Do you know which one shall I take, Tau or Custodes?" And they said neither. I said, "Okay, shall I take my demons?" And Adam said, "Oh, I think actually demons are a bit too strong in the meta right now.
They're a bit too powerful.
I think you would be considered a power gamer for doing that. Why don't you try taking something else instead?" And I said, "Well, I mean, I could jump into these Chaos Knights that have just arrived," and so I did. So as part of that. Part of the justification for it being part of my Tale of Many Warhipsters army is these are part of House Korvax, which are best known for palling around with Be'lakor, and they are infused with demons. These are infernal engines. So they are part of my demons army now, technically. So that's how we get around the fine print of Tale of Many Warhipsters. So there we have it. I did 3 War Dogs. 2 of them are fully magnetized, and there is a video available for this. And one of them is not, because it was one I did on stream, and I couldn't be asked to learn how to magnetize it at the time. So there you go. That's my first entry for today. 3 War Dogs. What do you think, guys?
Oh, lovely. I mean, I've seen them in person. They're great.
Thank you.
They look incredible. I like the bone, flesh. They look brutal.
The damaged, the kind of damaged or burnished flesh color you've got on the shoulder pads as well, and as we'll see in a minute on some of the other ones, is really, really lovely. Like that what was it? The mix of Blood for the Blood God and like contrast medium and stuff.
Yeah, Blood for the Blood God, contrast medium, wildwood, and snakebite leather.
Yeah, and your skin banners look great, which is a sentence I didn't think I'd say 5 years ago.
Love the skin banners.
The gold looks really like antique-y almost. Especially
it's like worn, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks really good.
And it's appropriate as well, because obviously, as people out there will know, House Korvax used to be House Raven.
Yes.
And Be'lakor turned up and basically nicked their planet and yeeted it into the warp.
Yes.
And all the knights that were on it were like, "Oh, cool, we're Chaos now," and they became House Korvax.
No, it's that's exactly it. I also have a Knight Lance from House Raven, so like it had to be done.
There's got to be a battle report in that, right? like your Raven Knights versus your Corvax Knights and see who comes out on top.
Yeah, no, I'd have to do one more Warglaive and another 1,000 points worth of knights. But yes,
Apart from that,
because otherwise it would be 1,000 points a side battle, which would be cool, but it would be an Abominant and 3 War Dogs versus 2 big Questoris Knights, and I actually think the Questoris Knights would walk that quite easily.
oh, I don't know.
Genuinely, because these guys have got the chain cannons, so it wouldn't be.
Oh yeah, fair point.
It wouldn't be fair to just be like, oh yeah, no, I'll do these 2 things, but I'll give them all Demon Breath Melters. No. It's got to be as is. Because I haven't painted the melters, because I didn't need to. Which is always the danger with magnetizing, right? But yeah, there we go. So there's my House Corvax War Dogs. Thank you very much, Dave, saying scary and awesome. So next up, we have my Knight Abominant of House Corvax.
Angry boy.
So yeah, I mean he's the MVP of the Knights.
Is it the psychic one?
It is the psychic one.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He's very good.
He's really cool.
He's very good. It's just he's not quite good enough.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
He's very expensive for what he does. Well, he's like, it's only 30 points between him and something you'll see at some point, I assume, in this presentation. And that 30 points weirdly actually makes him like, he's like weapons, and Josh, let me know if you agree with this. Like his weapons in the game, in the Age of Armor of Contempt in particular, are just not very killy, and you're spending a lot of money or a lot of points on something that he can be super durable. He can just sit there and just not die, which in and of itself is quite good. But his actual output isn't necessarily all that great.
yeah, no, that's pretty much it. Like his big gun is -1. And the flail is -2. So
Yeah.
when you're fighting in the Age of Armor of Contempt, he would have been brilliant before Age of Armor of Contempt came out.
Contempt, yeah, he would have, yeah.
But not.
His gun is flat 3 damage, we should say. Like every failed save is like a dead blade guard, right? But when it's on like a 2-up save,
Yeah.
they don't really care.
Yeah,
and
true.
every 6 is to wound and mortal wounds, but then you're reliant on rolling 6s, which is questionable, right? It's not a strategy you rely on. It's like a handy bonus.
Yeah.
But he's cool. He has some really cool powers. Like I rate them. I think they're good. They're just, are they the super competitive Knight's choice? Like Chaos Knight's choice? Maybe not. But they look hella cool, particularly when they're painted as beautifully as this one. And my favourite thing on this, again, having been fortunate enough to see it in person, is definitely all the runes you did on the skin banner between its legs, because those I know are all hand painted rather than being the transfers, which is very cool.
Yes, no, I did. Chunky Meme says that was an awesome video. Thank you, Chunky Memes. That's very kind of you. No, I really enjoyed doing it. I really enjoyed painting these Chaos Knights. They didn't take as long as I thought they might. They just, it was different for me because I normally paint a lot of clean miniatures, because it's more of the heavy metal standard, right? Is to, for example, to paint your miniature like that. For example, that's a Blood Angel right there. But what it taught me is, sometimes the act of really good weathering, somewhat like on that Death Guard Marine just there, it's just, it was a lot of fun. And I didn't expect it to be quite as much fun as it was. Do you know what I mean? Because I was like, I think I do it in the video as well. I paint it all up so it's all beautiful and smooth and neatly highlighted, and you go, yeah, there we go, that's a finished model, and now we're going to ruin it. So, that's it was an interesting challenge for me, but one that I really, really enjoyed. So thank you very much. That's very kind of you, gentlemen. Dave says love those crows as well, and Kataro says,
really
"Oh, go on."
The crows really draw the eye, like the red ends on the wings.
Yeah.
And they're really good.
No, thank you. No, it's just, it's a lot of fun to do that. Everything needs more birds.
Yeah.
you know.
Or birds. We've already established on this video series that I'm a fan of birds on stuff, right? So Chaos Knights are ideal, right, for me.
We have established that. Cool. So, Katara says, how long was it exactly? It was. It took me 2.5 days worth of painting, which sounds really fast, but for me is really slow. Because I was doing a war dog a day, which kept the doctor away. So I did a war dog, then a war dog. Yeah, I did a war dog. I did half a war dog on stream with you guys. I did the legs. But I did a war dog, then a war dog, then a war dog, and then I spent the rest of the week doing the Night Abominant. So yeah, it took a little while. And there's things I would do to speed that up now. Just in terms of like speeding things along. Although admittedly, like, because it's not doing a Night Abominant, it would have just been things to do like spray this arm silver. But any other night, you don't have the Electro Scourge, so actually it doesn't really speed things up. Joseph says, just another shout out for the Death Guard. Made me change to them for my 30k army. Awesome stuff. Oh, that's really cool, Joseph. I really enjoyed painting that Mark 6 Marine. It was really cool. I didn't include any pictures of them in this one because that felt like that felt like cheating. To be like, hey, I did this, even though I did that during the time when the submissions were done. So that felt like cheating. But there you go. That's my submissions for the month. Are you guys ready to move on?
Yeah, let's go.
Excellent. Right. Next up,
go on, Father.
Next up, he makes his impactful return to Tale of Many Warhipsters. We have Mr. Reza Prime with the Eaters of Worlds.
A man literally too angry to die.
Yes.
This is a test for you, isn't it?
Yes, it's a test. So first time I've really done any kind of battle damage on a miniature. And first time I've ever used Blood for Blood God. Of which I did the classic, flick the brush with full of the paint at the miniature. And I did it too close, so then had to rescue it. But also I did it while pointing at my monitor, which was stupid in hindsight, because blood just went everywhere. And then I was like, I didn't think of... It's like the trailer for the new 4 movie. I flicked too hard. So yeah, that was fun to deal with. But yeah, quite happy if that came out, and the blood is pretty gory. So
it looks really good, mate.
Yeah,
really
quite happy. The base is all bark, not bark, cork. Sorry. So I cut it into bricks and then put a little bit.
Oh.
So Discord just crashed out of nowhere.
Yeah, Discord crashed. So we've disappeared from the stream.
They got bored of us.
Bye, everybody.
We should be able to hear you now.
I can hear you. And I can see that the amazing word. Maybe it was the word bearer. God, that's heretical. I mean, maybe it's the World Eater. Maybe it was the anger from him, Reza. It crashed Discord.
Yeah. I can't see it on. Can you see it?
I've got it. Yeah, it's come back. It's come back on.
You should be back up. Should be back up. I want you to put the word out. We back up.
We back.
We back up.
It's a good comment from Bill Tong.
Yeah, I saw that.
If you think Rich is boring, just say, Josh, don't kick him like that.
Rude.
I don't even remember what I was saying. But yeah, it's a test model. I need to finish it off and put in some decal. I'm now looking at my iPad because I can see the stream now. I need to test it with so put more decals on there and then start working on the rest. But that's the one model I did since the last submission. I've been quite busy and had a lot going on. Yeah. And then it got really hot, and when I was trying to paint anything, it would just dry instantly. Which when you're trying
to paint in that heat.
Yeah.
It's like...
Yeah. You know what I really like about this? The way you've done the blood on the helmet looks like he's just nutted someone.
Yeah. If you know me, that's my go-to move. So
the old Glasgow kiss.
Yeah. So I was quite happy with that. And I want to try next is mixing Blood of Blood God with some glue to make it really like you can get
Like
like a
stringy.
dripping effect. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the next. So on some lightning cores, I'm gonna do that, or maybe on one of the swords, because I feel like on the sword you can get it stringy and have it dripping onto some of the bases I've made.
That'd be really cool. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna experiment with that. I'm gonna buy some chains as well, because I feel like World Eaters need chains.
Yeah.
To stick on the walls. So, but yeah, for first attempt of battle damage, I kind of really like how it came about. I did the classic, rip some hobby, like use some foam, and just like stick it on the, just dab away. And it came out, yeah, quite happy how it came out. And it's the first time really painting like a model white and then completely, as you say, ruining it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I really like it, mate. I think it looks fantastic.
You're getting some hobby tips in the chat there, Rich. So firstly, we've got Age of the 40k Homeboy is here. Says YouTube did me dirty without a notification of this glorious business. I do apologise.
Silly YouTube.
YouTube is very mean sometimes. For some reason, they like to send a notification out about half an hour after you've gone live.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Though weirdly, because I end up sometimes I end up watching my own videos to see a recipe that I did, because I can't hold it all in my brain. So now YouTube often sends me recommended. Have you tried watching yourself? And I'm like, no, I can't subscribe to myself. So why are you doing this to me? But yeah, I've just received a notification that I've just gone live. So that's nice.
Nice.
But you're getting some more. So Mr. Homeboy says that this boy looks sick, Rez.
Oh, I'll take that.
And
a bit of a cold.
And then Biltong Boob says, "Be careful, mate. It's a sore subject."
Oh, top banter. Thank you, Mr. Boob.
Top banter there.
In fact, it's such good banter, he had to correct himself.
Exactly.
Archbishop of Canterbury.
Chunky Meme says you can use hot glue for drips.
Hot glue. Oh, I did buy a hot glue gun recently.
Mr. Homeboy says Yoo-hoo plus Blood for the Blood God. Is Yoo-hoo as in like PVA?
Yeah, Yoo-hoo brand glue, right? Because I think Yoo-hoo's like it goes very sort of sticky and stringy, and you can like string it out across things. I've seen a lot of people recommend that. It's a really great tip by Age of the 40k Homeboy.
I heard about the PVA and super glue, and you can get it gloopy. So I'll do some experiments with them. That'll be the next one. I'd paint one model again for next submission and have that
just
on it.
covered in blood. Just
How do you do your World Eaters? Well, I paint them up and then I dip them in a pot of blood for the blood god.
But isn't that why they're red now in 40k? It's just that their armor's been stained with blood so much they're red.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That's my understanding of the lore. So it's like they're not technically actually red armored. It's just they've spilt so much blood over the 10,000 years that they are red armored. So technically, still somewhere underneath there, they're sort of it's probably just bare ceramite at this point. But
yeah,
the base is cracking. Says Age of the 40k Homeboy.
Thank you. I see what you did there.
I saw what you did there. Top banter. Right.
Oh dear.
Thank you very much, Rez. Are you ready to move on to you, Adam?
If we
Adam's
yeah.
put my effort into blowing my effort out the park.
Well, sort of, kind of, ish.
I'm just going to tell everybody right now. Adam sent 47 pictures.
I did. I actually did.
I included 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 of them.
I just sent them and was like, you choose the best out of these. I don't know.
But
You just
47
did the
pictures.
on your own.
Yeah. I said in the group, didn't I? I said, I've not used all of them, because otherwise this would be called the Tales of Many Adam.
Yeah, that is true. There were quite a few pictures, yeah.
But yes, we shall move on. So, as per usual, Adam copied me by doing some knights. No, I'm joking. Go on, you take it away, my friend.
I seem to remember the conversation went exactly the opposite way. So I went, I'm going to take my Chaos Knights to doubles, and you went, oh yeah, actually that might be a good idea. Yes, so this is my Warhammer World doubles army of 1,000 points exactly on my chaotic schnoz of Chaos Knights. So there are 4 War Dogs and 1 Knight Desecrator, who is the big lad with the gun, and in this case the chainsword, but he can have a fist as well. And they've all got names. There is Brute, Cannibal, Marauder, and Husk are the 4 war dogs, and the Desecrator is called Sovereign. If anyone knows the Mass Effect games, I freely admit I was massively inspired / stole what Chef has done, because I completely agree with him. I think they're great names for Chaos Knights. The way they work is a lot like the Reapers from Mass Effect. They kind of put out this aura of dread that causes things to happen on the battlefield in the game. So it's a really good naming convention, I think, for them. So yes, I have the sort of Mass Effect names as well. And yeah, they were really, really good fun to paint. I've been trying, and you'll see it in my other pictures here, I've been trying out kind of metallics with contrast over the top, but even then, even without metallics, I guess a lot of dry brushing. So a lot of kind of, rather than, because I've already got a lot that are, the way that, let's say, Josh traditionally does them, spray them with grey sear and then do the layering, the contrast on top of that. But I wanted to give a go at kind of dry brushing underneath and then putting contrast over. So these guys are all sort of like, let's say the metal is like Iron Warriors or Warplock Bronze in some cases, with then Lead Belcher and then Stormhost Silver to kind of build up highlights, and then little bits of contrast put over the top of that. And it gives quite a nice effect, especially on stuff that's meant to look kind of rugged and aged and damaged. So I found that really good for doing this. And Josh sort of gave me some pointers on what kind of colour combos to use as well. But yeah, really proud of these guys. And I've got another 3 of the War Dogs that are sort of like 2/3 finished currently. So they'll go into the next submission, and that will be the end of the army. Alongside something that I assume is going to appear in here as well. Yeah, that's the Chaos Knights, which are just really cool. They're just awesome. I mean, they're knights, but chaos. What more do you want?
They look great.
They very much do. I think these might be your best work.
Yeah, I think it's a cohesive army. Yeah, absolutely. I'm really, really happy with them. I think they've come out really nicely, and I to get them ready for Warhammer World, like I put transfers on them as well. Which I used to do transfers a lot, and I sort of haven't. I mean, quite a few of the armies I've painted haven't really needed transfers, but these guys, using a lot of the runes on them as well, it really kind of brings them to life, gives them some character. Which, yeah, I'm very proud of them. But thank you very much. And then coming from you with your expertise, I appreciate that. That's massive.
You're welcome, sir.
They look great.
Yeah, to answer Chunky Memes' question as well, and Ace of the 40k Homeboy's done it. Yes, those are nameplates. So as I say, each of them has a name, and the name is on the nameplate. And I'm a big fan of those. I think they're quite fun, because it's always funny when you're just like, you killed Marauder. How dare you? I mean, it's funnier when they have names like Jeff, the Space Marine. It's like you just killed Chaplain Jeff. How could you?
Brian.
It just brings a bit of character. Yeah, Kevin. Kevin, the apothecary. No, but when you're playing the game, it's kind of fun for them to have some character. And yeah, I use the nameplates for that, which is cool.
It's how people like Adam model for advantage, by sticking an extra couple of
because it gives you like a millimeter or two on the base.
I'm just saying, everything's measured base to base. And
mind games.
Yeah, I always do my auras on, I guess, like maybe a third of the circle or slightly longer. So it's like an oval.
I'm just saying, guys. Nameplates. Everybody else who doesn't have nameplates is operating with a 40mm base, but you're operating with a 41.
You're playing the wrong game, guys. You need to think. You need to get nameplates. What's going to happen now? So we're going to 3D print a nameplate that's like this wide,
yeah,
like that, and just stick it onto the front of their base.
It's a 6-inch nameplate.
It'd be like a ship. When a ship has whatever thing at the front, the ship,
the bow.
That's it. Yeah.
There was a time at the beginning of Age of Sigmar, before General's Handbook 1, where you measured from model to model. So there were people who built all of their stuff pointing forwards with swords.
Like reaching out with like a spear.
Yeah.
At the end, holding it at the very end.
Yeah.
Like a fishing rod.
Yeah, so it's modelling for advantage, isn't it? No, they do look fantastic. Yeah. You've got some more questions. Dave says, how long did they take?
Yeah, so the ward, I think probably altogether, the big guy took probably about 2.5 days total, to get him all done, just because there's just a lot to do, like tidying up all the gold the filigree and the rims, and then they're like Chaos Knights are covered in like little spikes and stuff, which makes them very cool. But then obviously you have to kind of do all the detail on that as well. So he took a little bit longer for me. The little guys, like the War Dogs, realistically, I could probably do 1 or 2 of them a day. Because, like, actually, so, like, I'll give you an example. The 3 that I'm painting at the moment to kind of finish off the army, as it were, they're like, I can do them in batches. Because, like, you know, once I've dry brushed all of the metallic on them, right, I can then do all of the, like, coppery bits in the machinery. So the little, like, balancing, I don't know if people know what Chaos Knights look like, but they have these little kind of, like, balancing widgets on the back of the legs and on the back of the body. Those are all done in a kind of copper color. I can do like certain pipes on each one in that copper color to kind of pick out detail. Then I can do the Black Templar over certain bits of the model. Then I can do the, you know, Achillean green. So it's all done in like production stages. So you can do the War Dogs like actually really quite quickly. And then, you know, you then can spend your time weathering them. You can spend your time adding the runes, but getting all the base colors down is actually, like, if you want it to be, can actually be quite quick, I think. The Chaos Knights and I guess Knights Imperium are actually quite a quick army to put together if you want them to be, I think. You know, just given the points, right, that you pay for them. So, yeah. But the Chaos Knights have loads of character. One of the fun things I have done, and you can kind of see it in this picture, they all have different faces. So the Chaos Knights War Dog box in particular comes with, like, and you saw them on Josh's models as well. They've got the guy with the bird face, there's the dog skull, and then there's like a couple of just the machine faces as well. I've actually, for the other 3 Knights, because I've basically now run out of what comes in the box, I've kind of kit bashed 3 totally different faces. So they will all be unique in the army, which again, along with the nameplates, kind of gives them a bit of interest.
That's dope.
Yeah. Actually, Rich, you're like one of them. One of them's got a corn blood crusher face, like the corn, like metal beast dog thing. So he's going to be my Cornate Knight, and he's going to just go ham on people. You can hang out with your World Eaters and just kill stuff.
Blood for the Blood God.
Blood for the Blood God. Vilka Era is here. Hello, buddy. He says, hey, dude,
Hey,
didn't
Vilka
manage to get an entry in this month. Looking forward to seeing what the crew have come up with. That's absolutely fine, Vilka Era. Mick, I should say, as I know your name. Lots of people, same thing. I even came close. I just, you know, grasped at some very, very interesting logic to say that my Chaos Knights were part of my demons. So, you know, but and then A to the 40k homeboy says, "Not Keith, no."
Yeah.
Yes.
Keith dies. It's very sad.
So we'll move on to the next 3 of your 47 images. So there we go. So there's.
Won't talk as much of these ones. Actually, I can't see it on my screen, so I'm gonna wait for it to change over. Here we go. Yeah, so this is my Knight Abominant, and again, Josh very kindly told me his skin banner recipe, and I think I've pretty much got it. But you can kind of see the difference. It's quite interesting, obviously, with the way that you do it, Josh, with the kind of the, you know, almost white in the grey seer undercoating. Makes it a lot brighter, whereas obviously we're doing it all with the dry brushing, just makes it kind of dirtier and darker. But I think they both look great in their own ways. But this guy, I was really happy with the kind of glowing rune on the tilting shield. And the other thing I did, which I think you can see in the picture there, is to make him kind of stand out in the army, because, you know, he's the psychic Knight Abominant, right? Is the cracked blood effect. So if you have a look at the tilting shield, and you can see it, I guess, it'll be the left-hand shoulder pad, or it'll be on the right of the picture as you're looking at it. He's got like a whole layer of like dried blood. The idea being that was basically done with Mordant Earth, which was then dry brushed, or obviously left to crack. Dry brush over the top of that, and then a mixture of Shaiish purple and Flesh Tearers red to give like a real dark red burgundy colour. And then while that was still kind of drying, I dabbed on like stippled on bits of Black Templar and a little bit of Wildwood actually as well, just to kind of give it like a browny black, like crusted, like a scab basically. It's kind of gross, but yeah, he's got that all over him, and I thought that was appropriate with the kind of being covered in the demon vultures, because, you know, that's what they're into. They're going to come peck your eyes out and get some carrion.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Josh. Like your knights are definitely some of the best I've seen you do. Like what you just explained, the shoulder. I'm going to see if I can implement that on some of my world eaters, because that's really cool.
Yeah, it is. I think on big flat
Oh.
panels as well, it looks really nice.
Yeah.
What happened on the Electro Scourge?
On the Electro Scourge. Oh yeah, okay. I sent you the picture. So that that's quite funny because there's a little red dot. So that happened today because what I was trying to do was finish the base for this guy today, and I'll show you his base now live on stream. So what I'm going to do on his base, I've got the guy from Zarek, not Zarek. What's he called? The Necron dude, who's the scientist, who's like extracting the guys. Illuminor Xerath, yeah. So I got the little dude from Illuminor Xerath, and he's actually on the base. And what I was doing, I don't know if you can see, was using these red marks to work out where the knight would sit in relation to this. And I guess in the course of doing that, while this was still drying, I took the Electro Scourge off, put it down, and I've obviously dabbed a bit of red on it. So I thought I'd sent you a picture without that in. Evidently not, but there you go, a little bit behind the scenes for you guys. But yeah, I was trying to finish off the base on this guy, but I just didn't get time to do it today.
It's unacceptable. How dare you?
Sorry.
How dare you submit a model with mistakes?
Because the base actually, because on the other of them as well, the base is quite cool because Josh told me a great little tip for doing barbed wire, which is that you dip it in fire. So let's say you get your this stuff, your barbed wire,
yes,
and you curl it round your texture stippling brush thing that you do, or just a paintbrush, and then dip it into Fire Slayer flesh, and it gives it a kind of worn, rusted look, which is really nice. So I put like that on the base. There's also like Space Marine helmets on there. So one of them's got a Blood Angel, one of them's got a Dark Angel, one of them's got a Dark Angel, but the Terminator guys from the first company, what are they called? Deathwing. And the other one's got like an Ultramarine. So I don't know what this guy's obviously got the body on his base of the guy getting zapped up by his psychic power, so he's contributing to the dried blood that will end up on the shoulder. But I don't know what other Space Marine helmets. People in the chat, let me know what chapters should I include on the base.
Everyone's custom Space Marine army. Just to have it.
You need to put you need to put the Desert Lions in there and the Knights of Maha as well.
Oh, would they mind? Chewie, would you be okay with that? Vulgaira would be being crushed.
Get a grey knight helmet on there to annoy me.
Do it.
Send me your helmets. No, I shall glue them on my face.
Age the 40k homeboy says the texture on that shoulder fills me with joy.
Oh, thanks, man. That's really kind of you.
And it fills its enemies with dread.
Yeah, when he's fully finished, I do want to add some other little touches. I want to put more runes on him, and I want to do them in the same style the one on the shield is done, which is Nylak Oxide, basically, to give the rough shape of it, and then the I think it's Ulthuan Grey, just to give a white kind of line through the middle, so it looks like it's glowing, and that'll go on the bloody shoulders as well.
Yeah, that's cool. I like it a lot. Should we move on to your next one?
Yeah, man.
Right, your next up we have Abaddon the Power Despoiler. I was going to put Abaddon the Power Gamer, and then
Abdomen the Despoiler. I did say it would be the Year of Chaos, and with the Chaos Knights, and then these guys are all obviously Abaddon. He is painted in the Black Legion scheme, and I used Josh's excellent tutorial to do most of him. The sword Drachnian, the eye on the shoulder, which I think has come out really, really nicely. But yeah, he's really cool, and he's got a similar basing scheme to the Knights, because the idea is they're all on the same planet whenever this sort of battle is taking place. So he's got that barbed wire on his base again. Didn't need to give him any Space Marine helmets because he's stepping on a Space Marine. For anyone who knows the model, which is quite cool. Yeah, it is. Because I had literally the main reason because I had a pot of Dark Angels green next to me, so I was like, I'll just do it that way. So he's just a green wing dude. And there is a Blood Angel helmet on there, because I quite like the idea, because there's two helmets on the base. I quite like the idea of the Despoiler kind of stepping on the angels, right? As a metaphor for him kind of stepping on the angels or the Emperor more generally. And also because, the angels of death Blood Angels and Dark Angels. They were the OG Space Marine kind of releases. So I thought it was quite nice. But yeah, he's a really cool model, Abaddon. I painted him without his cloak because I think he's in the middle of a battle. And what was it that Edna Mode always said? No capes, right?
Yeah.
No capes. Yeah. Gilliman, he's not knocking around with a cape. At least I don't think he is.
No, he's
so
not.
why would
True.
why would Abaddon, right? He just goes in and he's just staring Terminator armor and whacks you with his sword and his dad's fancy gardening glove. So yeah, no, he's a really cool model.
Make you look cool though.
The capes do make you look cool, but I feel like they're an impediment in
cool
battle.
Yeah.
Sadly,
but yeah, he was.
sadly a bit rubbish in game, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's pants. He's pants. No, he is ludicrously good actually in the new Chaos Space Marine book. Although actually, you know what, I listened to a few things of this. I know we're talking about painting rather than competitive stuff, but I did listen to quite a few podcasts recently just about the game, and it's really interesting because obviously there's a lot of people who are just like, oh, Abaddon's like way too powerful, he's broken, and he is incredibly good. Like anything he comes into contact with, he'll pretty much kill. But then there were a lot of other people who were like very good players who were just like, yeah, but he's really slow. You just play around him.
Yeah.
You just don't go near him. Like he only moves 6 inches at a time. Like he's not that good. What he does though is he buffs up, Chaos Space Marines and Black Legion especially. So yeah, he is a really cool character. But he is 300 points, so he should be pretty good for 300 points.
Yeah.
Some might say he's a bit strong.
A bit strong.
But he's
Strong,
not.
yeah.
No, you've done a great job.
What I really like.
He's the mortal. He is the mortal who controlled chaos, right? He's not a Primarch, he's not a demon, and he made Magnus the Red bow to him. He's made Mortarion do what he wants. He's basically made the Chaos Gods a tool for him, and he's just a mortal. That's pretty cool.
Well, so he thinks.
Well, yeah. Yeah. But no, honestly, it's good to see him getting his due after all the years of failed Baden and his arms falling off.
I mean, it did take him 13 crusades to destroy Cadia, and I refuse.
Yeah, that's true.
I refuse the explanation that he was doing grand machinations on each one. It's like, nah.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. Ace Wicker Homeboy says he's got that thick plot armor, which is true, but not as thick as Marlius Calgar's, because he should be dead.
Should be dead a few times.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, so should Abaddon. Like the couple of times that he appears, like for example, on is it the Molech thing?
Oh, what in Heresy on Molech? Yeah.
Yeah, when they go on that, they're going to go on that sneaking mission round the back, and then they get annihilated by artillery, and he's the only one that survives. It's like, come on now.
Because he's got his stick. It's because he's got his stick. He's got the armor of plot on. That's why.
Couldn't best Garrow or Sigismund, says A to the 40k homeboy. Well, no, he couldn't have bested Sigismund in his prime.
No, he probably couldn't have.
But sadly, stuff happens. Anyway, we'll move on. Because next up, you've got even more Chaos Space Marines.
Yes, yeah. So this is the Obsidian Hatred, and these are the guys who are running around with Big Daddy Abby. And so they are my Chaos Space Marines, and there's just a little bunch of them there. Just 10 guys with bolters, chain axes, and various other things. And again, really going for the kind of dark look on these guys with a lot of the dry brushing, with the contrast paints over the top. So really deliberately leaving them kind of dark and dirty. But yeah, I had good fun painting these. You can probably hear my dog dreaming in the background, and he's making lots of noise. So clearly he's inspired by the powers of chaos.
It's nice to see you painting, because these are Shadow Spear ones, right? It's nice to see you painting something that isn't optimized.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. No, I'll be honest, I really like these guys. I think they look really cool. I think the Chaos Marine range as a whole, is actually really, really nice. And I've got a bunch of cultists, but they're not cultists. They're like the Traitor Guard models, and I want to try and use Traitor Guard for them, just because I just think they look cool.
Yeah, they do. No, they're good. They're cool stuff. Yeah, I like the scheme you're going for. Again, you've got the sort of what is it? It's Achillean green, isn't it? Over the shoulder.
Yeah, Achillean green on the shoulder. Because the idea with these guys, so to give a bit of the fluffy, lore backstory on them, the idea of the Obsidian Hatred is they are like a war band of the Black Legions. They have sworn to Abaddon, but they don't want to like a lot of them are from the Sons of Horus, right? Obviously, a lot of the Black Legion from the Sons of Horus, but the Black Legion, you can be any. You can be a Thousand Sun, you can be a World Beater, you can join the Black Legion. All you have to do is swear allegiance to Abaddon and to the kind of cause of conquering the Imperium. But these guys are still kind of a lot of them are actually veterans of the Crusades and veterans of the Siege of Terror, and they still kind of hang on to being the Sons of Horus and are quite proud of what they did as the Sons of Horus, or I guess the Lunar Wolves originally. So I've kept the kind of, obviously it's not a Sons of Horus green, it is more an Achillean green, but they've got these kind of greeny bluish shoulder, also bluey green aquamarine shoulder pads with the gold next to them as a reminder of what they once were, whilst still being a little bit off green, so it's kind of twisted by their 10,000 years of treachery.
I like it. It's a nice scheme. It's a nice scheme. And then when the next codex comes out and it turns out word bearers are the best, you can play them as that.
Just spray them red.
Yeah. Shall we move on to your next one?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, well, no, hang on. That's Age of the 40k Homeboy. We'll get to you in a moment. This is Adam's last one. We have Paragon War Suits.
Yeah, so I mentioned these in the last Telemany Warhipsters because I forgot to include them. But yeah, these are my 3 Paragon War Suits that I put in my my sister's army. Because Paragon War Suits are cool. They're expensive, but they're baby carriers with sisters in them, with massive swords and melter guns. Like, what more do you want? They're just quite a cool unit. They also look really, really good, I think, in the army with Morven Val, because she's basically in a massive Paragon War Suit, right? A big gold version of it. She's gone full gold member. And I love gold. So she's kind of gone that way with it, whereas these guys are in kind of the OG scheme. So yeah, just 3 Paragon War Suits. I think they look really cool. If you could do like an army of just the Paragon War Suits and the mortifiers, the big, because I've got a bunch of mortifiers and I've got a bunch of penitent engines as well. I just think that'd be a really cool looking army. It'd probably be absolutely awful, but it would be
hilarious
really just to be able to do that. Yeah, it'd just be really funny because you just have to like rush everything at people.
I think you should do it.
Yeah, no, really.
I really like the bases on these guys. It really fits the sisters thematic, but it's
yeah. So the idea with my sisters is they're kind of defending the convent, as it were. So they're obviously all on the kind of black and white tiled and gold tiled bases, whereas obviously compared to the Chaos Space Marines and the Chaos Knights, they're all out on the battlefield on their on this planet that they're conquering. So there's kind of the snow on the ground, the blood, the barbed wire, and the kind of the tufts and stuff. So they're very much outside. These guys are like fighting through the ruins of the convent. Hence the basing. But that's very, very kind of you. Thank you very much, Rich.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you've been very, very productive.
Yeah, as I say, these are a bit older, so I have kind of cheated here, but I said I would put them in when I forgot last time, so they're in. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll allow it on this one occasion. But never again.
Beyond Paragon War Suits.
I never want to see them ever again, thank you. Joking, of course. Yeah, no, thank you. Well, thank you, Adam. As you carried us all this month with the amount that you did.
It paid up for me only doing one model.
Yeah, well, as I say, blame Warhammer World Doubles, because that was the real motivator for all those nights.
Yes. No, for sure. Right, let's move on. And as you already know, you already flashed up very, very quickly. The next contestant is A to the 40k Homeboy with his Black Templars. So he says, I've got his words here in front of me. Easy now, homies. Hope everyone is well and feeling good. I was worried about missing this month's deadline. Don't worry, my friend. We all missed the deadline. Because after 2+ years, the Rona finally caught up with me. And wow, 10 days of my life were absolutely written off. Yeah, that sucks, man. Are you okay now? I know you're still here.
Yeah, I'd be better.
He says, on the upside, during my recovery, I managed to finally get around to bringing binging Ash versus Evil Dead. So there was a ridiculously blood-soaked B-movie silver lining. This month, we have more Templars! I dug deep into my Indomitus backlog and painted up some absolute lads. We have a unit of Blade Guard ready to get choppy in the filth, and a handful of upper management to accompany them. I'm not sure why I put off painting these boys for so long, as they were a heck of a lot of fun to work on. The minis are surprisingly intuitive to paint, considering the amount of detail on them. I had a great time working on the leather overcoats. It was also so simple to add little pops of colour here and there to break up the overall Templar scheme across the minis. I got to have another venture into the world of transfers, which was a tiny bit less chaotic than last time, so I think I'm getting to grips with them. Although when you look at your hand and see a transfer you placed on a shoulder pad a few minutes before, time to dial up the battle damage. Lol. I also got to do a small kit bash on the Judiciar to make him a little bit more Templar-esque, which was super fun. Overall, good times were had with these additions to the Eternal Crusade. As always, I can't wait to see what the community has been up to. I'm sure it's going to be bloody incredible. See, you already knew you were doing World Eaters, Rich, but there we go. We have some Templars. We've got the upper management here. I love that as a description for these guys.
I love these models. I'm a big fan of the Judicia, the helmet on it, because I just think it really fits the kind of knightly executioner vibe. And the way he's done the battle damage on it just looks like they've been ploughing through that marked, slaying whatever in their way. It's class, pretty good.
Anything and everything, right?
Yeah.
I like the that's an addition, isn't there, in the hand of the Judiciar, because normally he's just carrying the the Temper Mortis.
Yeah, so yeah, it's not. It's usually looks like an hourglass, so that's completely different to what it is there. I didn't notice that. That's really good, and the little Templar decal on it as well.
Yeah, that's dope. It's dope. Chunky Memes is off, by the way. Thanks for hanging out, Chunky Memes.
What a name!
It's just a fantastic name. I do enjoy it. There's not
your meme should be chunky, right?
Your memes should be chunky, and if they are not chunky, they are diet memes, and you should go back and
slimline.
You should go back and start lifting, bro, so you can get swole in your memes. We got I really like the chaplain. I think he's my favorite of the three. I just love the weathering you've done on the bone rib cage.
Yeah.
So my favourite is probably the Blade Guard, and that's solely because of the way that 8th Point Homeboys, with the battle damage and the pose that the model has, just looks so epic. Well, it looks dynamic. Like, you know, the chaplain and the Judicia look good because they're just cool models, and like he's done a beautiful job on these. Like, you really have, buddy. That Blade Guard, like, there's movement there. Like, you can see, like, he's just swung out, like, with his pistol, and it's almost like a photo has been taken at the exact moment where he's, like, drawn his pistol and he's just about to shoot, you know, the Orc War Boss or the charging Carnifex or something squarely in the face. Like, it's just so cool.
No, I agree. No, it's all top work. Absolutely. We always wax lyrical on here about your weathering, to the point of where
really fits with it.
I was about to say as well. We always talk about your basing as well. It sounds like we're stuck records at this point, but it's always just on point. One day you're going to submit a model to us, homeboy, and the basing's going to be off, and then I'm going to come for you.
4 out of 10.
It's a great model, but your basing's plums.
You've done really well, but that basing, man, just lets it down. Honestly, like, you've not weathered that appropriately at all. And honestly, I think you really need to sit and look in the mirror and have a chat with yourself, because your performance has dipped. We're going to put you on the bench. That's what we'll do next time. Yeah, we won't do that, of course not.
Mr. Gotkins like joined the chat and thinks we're genuinely saying that about these excellent models. The standards have been raised, Mr. Gotkins. No, these are amazing. Honestly, like 8th Point Combo, amazing work as always. And please just keep it coming. I don't know. You know what I want to see? I'm going to obsess with this Blade Guard a bit more. I want to see that Blade Guard. There's that guy. There's a guy on like Twitter or something, or Instagram. He does like these kind of. People send him your models. And I know he does it for free every now and again, where people like sending their models, and he puts them into like he puts like kind of stuff over the back of them in Photoshop and puts them into a scene and does all the lighting so it looks like they're in the middle of a battle. Like, I can just see this guy like on the battlefield. There's like explosions going on, something like the Somme, right? Like there's explosions going on, there's mud everywhere. That's why he's covered in it. And I just feel like he's just fighting orcs, and he's just turned around. And he's about to go like that and just take out the war boss. Oh,
I
so
don't know
cool.
that was a thing. That's quite cool.
I'm just going to quickly ask everybody at home if they think it would be fun. Once we've done all 12 episodes of Tale of Many Warhipsters, if we do a 13th episode where we're just needlessly critical of random pictures, we could do it on mine, to be honest. That would be, I think that would be quite funny. Like literally just be horrible for no reason to my pictures. I think we could have fun with that. You do that anyway, but this time in a public forum so people know how much you are so mean to me. Absolutely fantastic stuff, homeboy. We've got he's got another slide actually, so I'll show you that one. 13th episode, Skaven models only. We could do that, Guitarro, to be fair.
Rat people.
13th episode where we all submit cursed models. Oh, don't. I've got so many cursed models that fail to do anything in battle. Right, so Blade Guard. Rich, take it away.
Just amazing. All of it's amazing. Blade Guard, love it. What more did you want? Great dynamic poses. They just Blade Guard. The helmets, the swords, the shields. Again, it's just everything like from before. The weathering's great. The basing's great. Annoyingly brilliant, and you've done a Blade Guard, so you've automatically won. So
annoyingly brilliant. No, really, really cool, man. Really cool. Just keeps it up from that first one. I love Blade Guards. I'm becoming rich. I love Blade Guard, and I love these Blade Guard in particular.
They look like they've been in the thick of it.
Yeah, that's
Really
what I mean. They look like they're in the middle of the battlefield. They're just like covered in dirt. Shall we go home and have a wash? No.
Nah, let's just keep at it. We're Blade Guard. We do what we like. Rich, I have a question for you. Do you think, based on timelines as we know them, we've just had Contrast Paint release as our summer product, which means the release cycle is about to begin once more, which does mean that 10th edition is round the corner, probably next year. July. Now, I know you've been in love with Blade Guard for the last 3 years. Do you think there's any chance that the new Space Marines that we'll invariably get will unseat them as your favourite? Or do you think this is it? They're never going to get better than this?
The only thing... Well, I can never say never. But if there was a Blade Guard with a jump pack, then that maybe. It should just be so you can get there faster.
Oh, can you imagine? A Blade Guard with a jump pack? He's a Blade... They'll have to call him like they'll have to be a name beginning with I, right? And he'll be like a Blade Guard Vanguard veteran. A Blade Vanguard... Van Blade Guard. I don't know, something like
that. I think something like that might
Van Blade Guard sounds like a Manchester United player. And here comes Van Blade Guard with the ball. Oh, it's a bad miss. No, that would be really cool. Blade Guard with jump packs. Oh,
yeah, that'd be awesome.
Assault veterans with lightning claws, says Chewie. Yeah. Blade Guard with 2 swords. Yes.
Yeah.
You're thinking small, mate. Blade Guard with 3 swords.
Yeah.
Just holding them in his fingers, like someone doing a really bad impression of Wolverine. With
a Blade Guard with Tech Marine arms, so he's holding like 6 swords.
So hang on, he's just General Grievous.
Yeah.
General Kenobi.
Maybe a Blade Guard on a dragon.
I mean, they technically exist, but yeah, no. So interesting. Because we never know what the wonderful folks over at Games Workshop have got planned for us next. But we are approaching a Space Marine release.
Blade Guard riding a Thunderhawk.
About a year away. Blade Guard riding a Thunderhawk. Excellent. That's the most power metal thing I've ever heard in my life. No, yeah. We just quickly mentioned about the models on screen before us, other than the fact that they're Blade Guard. It's also visually consistent. 80 to 40k homeboy, but I never look at your models and think that you've followed a pattern. If you know what I mean. Because that's the thing I worry about when I do weathering. It's like, well, particularly with the War Dogs, I was like, well, do I not weather some panels because it'll look like I've done it on the same thing in the same place, every single place? But yeah, no, I think you get it. You absolutely nail it every single time. You never look visually consistent whilst being visually consistent, which is really, 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 really tough and really, really good.
Yeah, no, hard agree.
And I agree, Mr. Bib.
Blade guard with great swords. Yeah, I'm a big fan of a two-handed sword. Do you know, mate? Oh God.
What?
I just dropped my Xbox controller on the floor, and it's opened the Xbox menu and frozen everything. Right, we're back.
So, guys, we're stopping Taliban Warhipsters to go play a recent Xbox game. I don't know any.
God.
We'll play Stray again. We'll be the cat.
Okay.
Maximus the Unrelenting.
I missed something. What is this? You're going to have to tell me afterwards, but what is this cat game?
It's amazing. You should play it. You can live out your fantasy of being Loki whilst
sleeping all day.
That's but yeah, like it's just sorry, what was I saying? Oh yeah, my favorite thing, and I don't think there's enough of this in Games Workshop models, is models at rest. So you've got one in the Blade Guard kit, the guy wiping the blood from his sword.
Oh yeah.
As a model at rest, right? That's a model that's just finished. You wouldn't do that halfway through a duel.
Well, unless you've got.
Hang on, let's get a quick third party watch in it. What do you think of them? Look at them. How cool are they? This what 8 of the 40k homeboys painted.
They're
Blade
really
Guard.
cool.
They're really cool. You should say is it what you painted?
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah.
No,
No.
they're really cool.
There you go. Third party says they're really cool 8 of the 40k homeboys because you painted them.
There you go. But yeah, no, what I want like Space Marines that are standing still on a battlefield with, like, say for example, a great sword on their back in the scabbard.
Yeah.
I want them in poses, looking like a bit miffed, like with their hands on their hips. Like,
Well, maybe one sitting at a desk doing numbers.
Yeah. We can
So
do
what?
that.
So that when upper management come in and they want to have a chat with them, they can just be like, compliment sandwich. Good thing you murdered 300 orcs yesterday. That was great. Bad thing, very good at the spreadsheets.
Your report
thing.
is awful to read.
Your reports aren't very good. Good thing, your prayers to the emperor, very good. We like that.
I like it. Bess, thank you very much, 8 to the 40k. Homeboy, are you chaps ready for the next contestant?
Always.
Then.
Alright, ready for the next contestant? The next contestant is, of course, Mr. Dave Hall, who, I'm just telling you right now, is already my favourite this month.
Dave Hall.
Oh, wow, that's great.
Flaming tempest, vanquishes.
There's something about gold and purple, right? It just looks so regal, so glorious.
Oh. It does look really cool. It does look really good.
I thought the noise you made, Adam, like you were wearing gold and purple and Rich was calling you regal. I thought you were like, oh, thanks. I do, thank you.
I love the cobblestoney kind of paved base look as well.
Yeah, it looks fabulous.
Like they're going for a city or a town or something.
I particularly loved the Vanquisher Prime at the front there, holding the blade with his hand.
He's got a bit of that Blade Guard kind of like, I've just killed something vibe, let me just stand there and be cool and wipe my blade clean look.
But I like how the ground is like bursting. You see what I mean? Like it's like nature has taken over and it's pushed those cobblestones up and aside. That's really really nice. Or like he's
excellent
just
use of tufts. Excellent use of tufts. Always a big fan of tuftage on bases. I think these are really cool. With the pose on the middle guy, I'm going to be silly and say that what I think he's actually doing is he's trying to demonstrate to other members of the Stormcast how a guitar works.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's possible. It's possible.
And all the other ones are trying to find out like what pose best works for them when playing.
Shall I read out what he's said in his email for you? So he says, both things, it says it's coming around to my favourite time of the month again when we get to see what awesome stuff everyone has been doing, so here's my submission. Both things this month, because there are two, and you'll figure out why it's my favourite in just a moment. Both things this month are for my Stormcast Flaming Tempest Brotherhood. First is a unit of Vanquishers, the guys with the really big swords. Like the Vindictors last month, they're great models to paint. I'm looking forward to seeing what the new purple contrast paints look like. Hopefully easier to use than the mixing I had to do on these robes. Let me know if you've figured that out, Dave. But yeah, so that's the first one. I'll hold the rest of what he said for the next one, because I mean you guys probably can already figure out what it is, as to why it's my favourite. But yeah, no, I'm a big fan of these, my man. I'm a big fan of all Stormcast, as everybody knows. It's the easiest way to get into my trousers. In terms
Where's
of
the dragon? Go on, show us the dragon.
I'll show you the drag. I'll show you the dragon in a minute. God, just being so impatient. But right now,
Ultimately,
we're just talking about these five.
yeah, I was gonna say one thing I really like on these as well is the different the skin tones.
Yes.
The fact you've got all the different skin tones on there. They all look really really nice.
You even have a ginger.
Really well done. Yeah. Yes, yeah. All right. Yes, we even have a ginger. No, it's really. I think they're really good. I really really like them actually. They just look like alongside with, and you know what, with that the skin tones and then the purple robes really contrast nicely with the just bright shiny gold.
Yeah.
Like it really, as you say, I think that really does make them regal is absolutely the right word for it. Like, does make them look like a sort of royal guard of some sort.
Yeah, I love it. I love the scheme. I really really love it. It's so nice. It's so. Dave, were you at Warhammer World for doubles? Because there was a. Oh no, they were painted purple. Never mind. Ignore me. There was the Emperor's Children army, Adam, if you remember.
Oh yeah. That you had some very lovely choice comments about that were all very positive and friendly.
I had some feedback.
It was a spoiler. It was made of Stormcast. He didn't like it.
Oh really?
They look. The models were painted beautifully. Do not get me wrong on that. But as far as I could tell, it was the Stormcast half of Dominion painted pink and being used as Emperor's Children. My friend.
Oh, I'd love to see your
There was
reaction.
some feedback.
I had.
It was as someone who was there. It was quite amusing.
I had some feedback. Yes. Right. I'm going to show you my favourite one now because I can't contain it any longer. Here we go. We have a Stormdrake Guard.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
Sorry, A to the 40k Homeboys just said, Josh, can I borrow some salt for my chips, please?
Yes.
That dragon looks,
Doesn't that look amazing?
Yeah, it looks.
That is incredible.
It looks like it could be in the zoo. If that makes any sense.
But no, it does
real.
look really, really realistic. Yeah, it looks so realistic and so alive, and the shading on both the outside red of the wing and the underside on where the base that's crazy. Dave, you're a wizard, mate. Honestly, that is nuts.
It's lovely. It's lovely. Just bask in its reflected glory just for a few moments, because when I opened up the email and I was looking at them, I was just like, oh man, straight away favourite. I'm sorry everybody else, but it's a dragon. Of course it is. It's always going to go straight to my heart.
I like the little hair on the legs. It's kind of almost fiery as well. So, oh yeah,
it's just gorgeous.
No, Dave, mate, that's fantastic.
That does
wow.
I'll show you the.
Have you got more of these? Because when there's a whole bunch of them together, that's going to be nuts.
So it gets even better when you look at the close-ups, because look at the hand.
Oh, go away! Go away!
Oh wow!
Oh.
How long did it take you to do that?
Look at the face.
Yeah.
The hands are amazing, but look at the face.
I was about to say, if you look at the hands and the face.
The eyes are so good. I'm actually a bit annoyed now.
Honestly, that's that's fantastic. Like that picture is the kind of thing I would expect to see in White Dwarf, or in the painting competitions they have when they show stuff on the Warhammer community and stuff like that for Age of Sigmar for the Dragons. That is cracking. Like, seriously, you should be so proud of that.
I couldn't agree more.
And the guy on top, like, looks so I don't even know how to describe it. It looks like art.
Yeah, no, it's just so clean. It's so clean. Like the white, you've got what's brilliant about this as well is you've got that really nice contrast between. And sorry, I'm not just saying contrast to use it as a pun. You've got that really nice contrast between the naturalistic, the look of the dragon, right? So all the organics and all of the kind of blending on the skin and the scales and the hands and the edging. So you can see the transition from kind of the dragon hide on the outside to the kind of, I guess, softer flesh on the inside of the hand. Like we have, or like animals have as well. And then you've also got the pure metallic gold of the armor as well going along with it, and the pike thing he's got. It has all those elements, and they're just all done so cleanly. Like the blending. Honestly, sorry, I'm going to wax lyrical about this for ages, so I'll stop myself. But when you look at the blending on the wing joint even, and the neck, and then you look at the shield next to that, the shield looks like an artificed thing. It's clean. Everything is clean. There's kind of no blending on the colours. It looks manufactured, and then it's sat next to this thing which looks incredibly organic. It's fantastic. It's just fantastic. It's perfect. There's nothing to be critical about on it at all.
Yeah, that's Blood Angel Red, I presume, right?
I think, Dave, you're gonna have to film it.
Yeah,
you need to, Dave. Seriously.
You're gonna have to.
I want to know.
You have to film it. You have to paint another one first and foremost. You have to film it. Send the footage to me. I'll make a video and put it out on the channel and claim it as my own work. No, I could credit you as your work, of course. You might have to do it again and film it. Kataro is so taken aback by the quality of your piece, Dave, that he can't spell. I mean, I don't even know the combination of paints. I'm guessing that there's Blood Angels Red and Flesh Tearers Red in there. I mean, he said in his email, I was really pleased with the way this one turned out, especially as I came up with the colour scheme myself. But it's your tutorials that have given me the knowledge and confidence to do that. Huge thanks to you and everyone who's part of this wonderful community, and here's to the next 20k subscribers. Yeah, because that's another thing that's happened in the last 6 weeks. We've gone over 20k, haven't we? Which is mental. But yes, you need to tell us what the recipe is.
Yes.
Red is Blood Angels and Flesh Terrors blended.
Oh, yeah, boy.
Noise.
What about round the kind of mouth and the I guess the scales on the front?
Is it over Wraithbone, maybe? Dave? Must be over Wraithbone.
Well, I mean, look, you just need to do a tutorial because we'll sat here going how have you done this? It's nuts.
Josh, Wraithbone?
Oh man, that's so cool.
I would guess Wraithbone based on the inside of the wing being a little bit warmer, a little bit browner. Could be Gracia though.
Dave, I need to know. I will not rest. I need to know how you did this.
I'm really interested. I think I am going to paint a Stormdrake Guard using the new contrast paints because Baal Red, as discussed, is just beautiful. And I might do Wraithbone Primer. There you go, says Dave. I might do one using Baal Red. I might even do a yellow dragon with Imperial Fist and see what that looks like. It's not the most,
banana dragon.
Not the most obvious of colours to paint your dragon scales, but
Yeah, I was thinking
a dragon of the sun.
Wasn't Puff the magic dragon yellow? You can just call it Puff.
Was Puff the magic dragon yellow?
Was it yellow or green? I don't know. I seem to remember there being a cartoon that went along with the song, and it was like a yellow dragon.
Disconnected. I disconnected.
Yeah, did Puff the Magic Dragon destroy your computer?
Puff the Magic Dragon just dropped my connection. That's fantastic. Love it.
I think something about green. Oh, green. Oh, yeah. Okay, Puff is green apparently.
Puff is green.
Right, Puff green. Oh, okay, fair enough.
I like a green dragon. I'm quite interested in doing a green dragon.
Green dragon. Anyway, thank you very much, Dave. We have to move on for time. But yes, moving on. We now have Mr. Biltong Boob. Praetorian Trading Company. He's not got any Praetorian Trading Company. Instead, today we have more Black Templars, baby. Let's go, baby. We have Black Templars. So we've got double sword guy.
Lovely.
Rich.
Oh, yeah, okay,
Cool.
yeah, love it.
Favourite pose, man.
Yes, that's it. Look at him. He's like, almost like, come at me, bro.
Come at me, bro. What'd you say about my mother? And we have I guess that's a lieutenant, but I think he said in his email, let me just get it up, because I have been surprisingly unprepared here. He says, right. Anyways, gents, please find some more Templars being added to the Eternal Crusade. Some Sword Brothers with 2 Blade Guard that can be slotted into squads or to act as Castellans or Marshals. That's Lieutenant and Captains for you compliant Codex dogs. There's a fun squad of Templars with bolter and chainsaws, which I'll show you in just a moment. Had fun adding some green stuff cloaks to give them more of a Templar feel. And a little lore fact, I've covered the chest plates due to the Aquila being on show. The Templars believe that the double-headed symbol is the symbol of the Emperor, and they do not deem it appropriate to wear it, or they hate birds. But either way, I feel quite happy with the finish. Thanks again, you sexy beasts, and I'll hopefully see you all in person soon. So there we go.
Love it.
Oh, yeah.
Love it, love it, love it.
Just getting the basing
Very Roman.
going up on the model, all ties in.
Yeah.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Mr.
They look very Romanesque to me.
They do look very Romanesque. Just say, Mr.
I think
Gwatkin,
I think it's the red and gold shoulders. Yeah.
Mr. Gwatkin has just said, my work literally publishes the Puff the Magic the Dragon book. So he knows.
The expert then.
He's the expert on Puff.
But yeah, I don't know. It's the you know what it is? It's the red and gold on the shoulder pad. Like it looks very like Romanesque to me, like in all the right ways.
The Julii Roman dynasty.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, back to Rome Total War.
Coming out, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice reference. A good game.
Oh no, the Goths have turned up and ruined everything. No, they look really really cool. I really love them. Love the blue on the swords as well, on the blades.
I always played this as Skippy Eye. Anyway.
My brother
100% thing.
My brother texted me the other day saying that he was playing one of the remastered versions of Rome or whatever it was, and he said he was annoyed because the advisor lady, she's not in it. She doesn't speak all the time. In the remastered thing, I think it's on the mobile version that you can get from the Apple Store now, from the App Store. And it's just because he misses hearing the lady advisor just going, at this time, it would be a sound strategy.
It's just reassuring about it.
Just constantly telling you to build aqueducts all the time and nothing else. But that a cheeky shield on his backpack, cheeky. Yeah, cheeky
so when
shield.
he throws the sword at someone, he throws one as like a throwing knife and then gets a shield up. Tactics.
Tactics or dogma, maybe. No, they look fantastic, buddy. They're absolutely really. That's slightly light on the old kit bashing there, Mr. Boob. So I'm going to have to knock you down for that.
Yeah, come on, Boob, keep it up, Jesus.
Yeah. You've only changed the pistol as far as I can tell on this one. Yeah, marks off for that, I'm afraid. No, I'm joking. Of course I am.
Oh, I'm trying to spot something because it's good night, but no, if you actually look closely, there is a scroll.
Well, actually find his foot is from a Judicia.
I think you'll find these actually started life as an Imperial Guardsman.
These are actually
there's actually just a nurgling in the middle, and it's just all green stuff.
No, it's fantastic.
They look really cool, man. Really good.
He says, "I'll go and sit in my closet of shame." Yeah, you do that, but take your whatever you're watching the stream on with you, so we can continue to berate you. No, I'm joking. I'll show you what he's got next, because these are the Sword Brethren.
Ooh,
cool.
Which look dope.
They're like Blade Guard, but just Blade Guardy.
They're like Blade Guard, but just Blade Guardy.
Yeah, I don't know what to say, but no. They have capes.
Words.
More capes.
Yeah.
So actually, chat,
They're-
capes or no capes? I want to hear everybody's feedback.
I like capes. I
I
think
mean,
they're ridiculous.
capes look cool. Capes do
Capes or
look
no
cool.
capes in battle? That's the question.
I would wear a cape into battle.
Frodo did.
Everyone in Lord of the Rings did, apart from
Yeah.
Aragorn in the Two Towers.
Yeah.
He discards his at one point.
Because he's a bad man. Just goes in with his sword. No, these guys, talking of bad men, these guys are also bad men. Yeah, just really cool looking. Oh,
They
man.
look really
all
dynamic.
all the additional like Templar stuff on them as well that you picked out, like the kind of Maltese cross, Templar cross on the backpack, or the like lantern things on the backpack, or are they reliquaries? Maybe they're reliquaries. But yeah, they just all look lovely.
They do.
Angry sword brethren.
They look fantastic, and I'm just gonna. It's a minor detail, but fair play on getting a nice straight line down the center of the backpack.
Oh yeah.
It's just
How
genuinely.
did you do that? Do you have a trick for that, or you just really steady hands? Because I would struggle with that kind of thing.
I mean, I just do it with steady hands. I don't have any tricks for that.
Yeah, I'm just really good.
Great. But your special bendy brushes that.
Well, while we're in, I was going to say, while we're in Kit Bash territory, if I may ask, Senor Boob, is that mace the Dogmata one from the? Because I'm not put together Sword Brethren, so I don't know if they have it. But that mace with the like two hoops that the guy's got there looks a lot like the one that the Dogmata kit gets in the Sisters of Battle. So I'd be interested to see if that is in fact where that has come from, or maybe it's just part of the Sword Brethren kit. I don't know.
Only Mr. Boob shall know.
It does come with a mace and an axe, but I don't know if it's that particular one. So that's a good spot. I think it is that one. I had to sacrifice 2 hamsters to get the straight lines. No, not the hamsters.
You can tell us the answers whilst we look at his next slide. Here we go.
Yeah.
So these are the green stuff capes that he was talking about.
Oh, nice.
Oh wow. Okay.
Line
that's
troopers. Oh no, it's part of the kit. Okay, that's interesting. So they do have a mace in common with the Dogmata from the Sister Battle, which makes sense. They're both religious fanatics.
These look amazing, and they
Yeah.
the tabards. So the tabards are all green stuff. That's just that he gets his kit bashing points for that then.
Yeah. You don't need to worry about not doing kit bashes, given that you've flipping modelled loads of like tabards out of green stuff. That's crazy.
Amazing.
Oh, they look
I
so
love these.
good.
I just think but I imagine like a whole like army of assault intercessors or Black Templars, just like like 60 of them, as many as you could fit on a table.
60 assault intercessors.
Yeah,
How many points are they? 200
that'd be
for 10.
Yeah.
It's like 180, isn't it? Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're a bit cheaper, aren't they? I don't know. I don't know what their points are now.
I don't know, but just a load of those slashing away.
No, it's top stuff. I love it. I really, really like it. It's green stuffing is one of those things that I always think I should start to learn how to do. And then, my life is too short. Well, I just don't have enough time to sit and try and gain new skills at this point that isn't anything to do with the brush, so I didn't do
Would it
it.
fit into your dislike of building, though? Is that flirting too much on the lines of your...
Yeah, it would. It's too much. It's too much like adding extra work to the bit that I don't like doing. It's like magnetizing and drilling and all this kind of thing. Which I'm currently in the middle of trying to make a decision as to whether or not I'm going to use brass rods to stabilize the Warhound Titan when I build it.
I think you definitely need to do that, just because otherwise
it will fall apart.
Too big a thing.
But I kind of want to just put it together with wishful thinking.
No, Josh.
Wishful
You know
thinking, positivity, bad language.
How are you going to be able to live, laugh, love under those conditions?
I will.
It's not going to happen.
I will assemble it with blue tack.
It's going to be some heavy-duty blue tack.
You just put it down in the video and be like, and now I'm going to paint this like weapon arm, and it just slowly across the course of the video just sangs.
Use faith in the Emperor, my guy, says A to the 40k homework. Exactly, I'll just put it together using faith in the Emperor and good intentions. No, you
It'd be assault intercessors. That would be really cool.
heavy assault. That is one of the rumors. We can only
Really?
it is a rumor that is a thing that is coming.
The thing is, I imagine like a Gravis guy using a chainsaw just seems a bit like of a waste.
Well, theoretically have something like a thunder hammer.
That's better. Like that. Or like a
Terminator's gonna have them, so yeah, why not?
double-sided chainsword. Just to make something different.
You know what I really want?
That's my thing.
I really want heavier. I want heavy intercessors, but breachers. So they have the big breacher boarding shields, and then like a short shotgun type thing. Just
like storm bolters or whatever their equipment could be.
For all those out there who want to, make me seriously happy when it comes to seeing stuff, yeah, Space Marine breachers. They are my favourite of all time. They just look fantastic. I particularly like the Imperial Fists ones that they do from Forge World. They just look awesome. It's all those moments in the books when they do boarding actions and they lock shields and then they, do all that kind of thing. It's just awesome. I'm a sucker for a shield wall. What can I say?
I can't give you a Space Marine breach for the own it, but I can give you reference to my cultists earlier. Is the cultist equivalent, which is Barry the Breacher. He's got his cheapo breaching shield and his little shotgun pistol, and he's going to go running in and probably die in about 2 minutes flat.
I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of breaches. What can I say? Mr. Gwatkin says 60 assault intercessors equals 1,140 points, so there is room for more. But
you could definitely play that.
Yeah, you could definitely do it. Thank you, Mr. Boob, for your Black Templars. I think Black Templars might have been the most popular of the Space Marines in terms of the amount that we've received on Tales. I think Black Templars might be the most numerous.
I mean, it makes sense. They are among the most numerous Space Marines in the lore.
Good point. Good point. Good point. Right, shall we move on?
To the Imperium chagrin. Yep. Let's go.
Awesome.
Let's do this.
All right, so next up we have the Knight of Zen. Here he is, with 2 submissions on the same page. Sons of the Gladius, so that's the Stormcast here on the left. So the Castigators there and some Sequitors. And we've also got Grashrax Despoilers, the Beastmen from Beastgrave, the Warhammer Underworlds
Love it all. I really like that green
game.
Green.
Oh yeah,
it's cool, isn't it?
that is cool. That is really cool. So you can hear my phone, so I'm looking down to see the chat. But like those, I love Beastmen as well. Are these like the first new Beastmen models in ages, right? Because the old Beastmen have been around. I remember like back when I used to play in like 3rd edition 40k. I remember the Beastmen were like a whole thing in the fantasy world.
Yeah, I mean, technically they are. I mean, we've had things like Slangors and Zangors, which are technically Beastmen, but they're chaotic Beastmen, but they're all Beasts of Chaos. That's generally where they put Beastmen. But yeah, these are really, really cool, and they have it's a great indication of what could be done with a full Beasts of Chaos redo. I think they look fantastic. One of my favourites is the archer on the bottom left, the one holding an arrow in his mouth.
I like that.
I'm a big fan of it.
Yeah, that's really cool. And that green on the Stormcast is so rich as well.
Yeah, we did it. Do you remember he did his Stormcast before? That green, we waxed lyrical about that for a while. I think it looks really.
That's
really,
why I don't want to focus on it too much. It just looks great.
I think it looks fantastic. I really like the one of my favourite things that he's done on the green on the Sons of the Gladius here is it's the shocking. It's like the not shocking. I suppose it's like the stark white of the sort of parchment coming off. It's a really nice way of delineating it from the beige of the tabard, but then putting it against the green and the red that's there. It's just really, really nice colour choice. That's fantastic.
That axe in the top right that's really good. Like it's been really hacking away. I really like that.
Oh yeah. No, that
That's
is
the end
nice.
of it.
It is very, very nice. It's not like wet with blood as well. It just looks like it hasn't been clean in a long
It looks
time.
like it could almost be like bunted from
it's
how
like
much
dried.
it's been doing.
No, it's fantastic work.
Awesome.
I always enjoy the Warhammer Underworld stuff. They just do such a nice job. It surprises me that there still hasn't been a 40k version of Underworlds.
Yeah.
Because you get some fantastic, like the war bands in Underworlds. They just all look fantastic. It's a really good way of just going a short, very quick model drop for a faction that doesn't necessarily have them. So, for example, like the Skaven one that's come out very recently, the Assassins. They're just really, really cool models. So yeah, I'm a big fan. It looks awesome, buddy. Seriously, well done. Any other thoughts, gents?
I mean, I was going to echo Rich. Like the dried blood on the axe is really cool. I also, sorry, I'm leaning in to look at this closely. I really like. I assume is it Gashrak who's in the bottom middle, or is Gashrak the one with the kind of staff in the top left? I don't know. But the guy in the bottom middle, he looks really cool. He reminds me of oh god, the like really old. What's that really old kind of adventure fantasy movie that's got like it's the one where it's all stop motion and it's got like Perseus fighting Medusa, Clash of the Titans, right? And there's the character of like Pan, or I think he's Pan or something. He's like the beast man in that. Like he looks like that. It's really, really cool. It just like gives me those sort of vibes, which I think is awesome.
It's a very good. That's a very obscure reference, but yes.
Clash of the Titans is like a classic film, my friend. You say. Yeah.
Well, it's not something that everyone will have watched, despite being a classic. You know, we could drop some Ben-Hur references, and I can guarantee that most people haven't watched that, but that's an absolute classic.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like days long.
Yeah, I like A to the 40k boy says, guy with the staff, I imagine, be screaming, Kalima!
Cover your heart! No, very, very good. Love it. Thank you, Knight of Zen. Thank you very much. Right, are you ready to move on? Mr. Guatkin says it's not Clash of the Titans. He says Jason and the Argonauts.
No, he's right. No, it's right. It is Jason and the Argonauts. Although Clash of the Titans is the other one where they do this. They have the same kind of stop. I can't remember Harryhausen, who did all the original stop motion stuff. I think his name was. Those are like two of his classic sort of films. But yes, Jason and the Argonauts is the one I am thinking of.
Jason Argonaut. A little Alpha Papa reference there for you. Right. Moving on, we have Chewy, who asked me to start it off with my sexy deep voice.
Mm.
He's given me my lines as well, so let's see if I can just get myself prepped for this. Reading as written, the way is shut. It was made by those who are dead, and the dead keep it. The way is shut. Now you must look at my minis. Mm-hmm. There they are. The dead of Dunharrow. So he says, hi folks, it's been a very busy month, but I still managed to paint up some Dead of Dunharrow infantry for my first Middle-earth strategy game army. They were a quick win and looked good on the tabletop. Well, they were a quick win and they were an emphatic victory, my friend, because they look fantastic. Really, really good job. I'm a big fan of these.
It's a lot of scheme.
Really nice.
They're so effective, sorry.
Lots of evil ghosties.
And the base looks like it's in the cave, right?
In the dead city.
Yeah.
Some might say in Dunharrow.
Yeah, itself.
No, they're fantastic. Are you doing the King of the Dead as well, Chewie? Because he's a really cool model.
Was broken.
It has been remade. Can everyone stop whispering in this film, please? Like, honestly.
What's this? An elf will go underground when a dwarf will not. Oh, I'd never hear the end of it.
So funny. Like we used to watching it as kids. I've seen the film so many times, all three of them, because they're probably amongst my favourites of all time. I know when to turn it up and down just on reflex. And I remember watching it very recently with Alice, who hadn't seen them before, and I was just literally we were watching. Yeah, just move past it, Rich. Just move past it. I had to. You must as well. But it was just, and I was just turning it up and turning it down completely on reflex. What are you doing? I was like, if I leave it at the same volume, everyone just whispers throughout this film, so you will not be able to hear anything that they say in the dialogue. And if I leave it too loud, you'll be able to hear the dialogue, but our windows will shatter when the battles come. So
That's true. That's actually true. I never thought of that.
But so for that, and those of you who've watched the films that much, you might not even realize you're doing it, but you will be turning it up and down as you're watching the film.
Up and down, yeah.
Literally during that, you have to turn it down just as he says that line was broken. You then have to turn it down by 3 notches, because then Aragorn whispers to the entire of the city, "It has been remade." For God's sake. Anyway,
doesn't it then just get really loud? Because that's where he goes like, da-da!
Yeah, it starts playing the music, yeah. And then the starts collapsing. Oh, God.
I call upon you to honour your oaths, or whatever it is he says
I
to
have to
him.
watch Lord of the Rings again.
What
fight
say
with
you?
me and
Well, I'll tell you
regain
what I
your
say.
honor.
I tell you what I say, right? I say these are some fine-looking Dead of Dunharrow. I think you've done a great job here, Chewie. Really nice. And
Yeah.
it's a great example of a simple scheme, which, I don't know. You say that sometimes people are like, it's down so disparaging. No, actually, like, simple schemes work really well. And on this, I think this is lovely. These guys look exactly like they do in the movie. The like green, there's kind of washed coppery green ghosty effect. I think they look fantastic.
Rich, to answer your question, both.
I prefer the theatrical.
Yeah,
I prefer the theatrical versions. The only reason I prefer the theatrical versions is because the extended editions put a lot of extra stuff in them, but I think at times they start to suffer from the Hobbit syndrome, where they
There's
just
the whole barrels in a river scene. It's just...
yeah. But I watched the theatrical versions to death, and I just know the story beats so well. I know when to get the shivers down my spine. Like the moment you hear the horns in Minas Tirith in the third, that bit, just every time I will get a shiver down my spine. It's the same for Helm's Deep. The moment when the light starts to come through the window just towards the end, and you hear Gandalf, Aragorn remembering, "Look to my coming at first light on the 5th day. At dawn, look to the east."
Or look to the east.
Again, whispered so no one can hear it. But
yeah, but it's like when he's on top of the hill and he goes, "Earden King stands alone," and then just Eomer comes up and goes,
Run in! Everyone here has got super sensitive hearing. But I think 8 to the 40k homeboy says subtitles. Josh, work harder, work smarter, not harder.
I hate to read while I'm watching a movie.
But yeah, no, fantastic work, Chewie, and I can't wait. You've said that you're going to show us the King of the Dead next month, so I'm very excited for that. Yeah. We need to do more Lord of the Rings content. Definitely.
Can I put a request out? Chewie, maybe it'll be you, maybe it won't. You're obviously doing your Dead of Dunharrow as your kind of Warhammer, as your strategy battle game army. Could you do a Moomer kill? Could someone do a Moomer kill? Because when I was young and the Lord of the Rings magazine came out, and when it was the time of the films, and as I said before on various public forums, that's how I sort of originally got into Warhammer, as many of us did. The Moomer kill kit I thought was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. Like I never had one, I never got one, but I thought it was the coolest damn thing I'd ever seen. And if someone wants to paint a Moomer kill with all the Haradrim on top, like that will make me just so damn happy because it's so cool.
It still only counts as one model for Tale of Many Warhipsters, though.
I've always wanted to paint one.
That's the best joke you're going to hear all night. Right. Let's move on, because Chewie's got some more. So he's got some more Knights of Maha. So tonight we have some more upper management. We have Librarian Felim Dahl is named for the Bard of the King of Ulster and father of Deirdre. Or is it Deirdre? A woman whose beauty was prophesied to cause war, death, and exile for the greatest warriors of Ulster. Her tale is a tragic one and too long to recount, but needless to say, it didn't end well as the king killed her lover, took her as his wife before she eventually ended her own life. It's nice and cheery.
Oh.
As for Apothecary Blah Boru, the less said. Do you have something to say?
No. I just went, ooh, because it sounds it's a cool name, Blah Baru, and I wondered if he was somehow related to Brian Baru, who I know is like a mythical figure in the Ulster cycle that Chewie is focusing on.
Or maybe related to Aunt Beru from Star Wars.
Luke!
Uncle Owen! The less said about his namesake, the better, so we'll swiftly move on. The green tabard on the Apothecary is a bit of a gamble, but I'm pleased with how it turned out and feel he still fits in with the chapter aesthetic. I'm also delighted with the Librarian's Force sword, as well you should be.
I think that looks great.
Yeah, it's really nice.
I like the colours. Sorry, keep going, Josh.
No, that's for the moment. That's all. There's another one, but after that, continue.
Yeah, that's all sorts. I love the colours. The what's it like, the green and the pink.
The blending on it's really nice. Yeah,
really different. You don't really usually see power weapons like that, but I really like the way it looks.
Yeah, I like the fact you've gone with the like classic blue for the Librarian and white on the Apothecary as well.
Yeah.
Whilst retaining that link to the chapter, I thought the green tabard works really nicely actually.
Yeah, and that's a really good, like, clean, crisp white.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know what else you would do. I mean, you could have done it as orange, but I think that would have not quite made any sense. I think the green is a great choice there.
Mm.
Because if you'd gone for red, it would have clashed with the orange.
Yeah. And also he's got the red on the shoulder pads and on the kind of Medicaid logo as well, and on the helmet. Like, it just, I think it looks really lovely, mate. I think you've done a fantastic job as well. And as always, the bases look fabulous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Force Sword is really, really good. Sorry, I just I'm staring at it.
Dead Marine is really good. Like, it's so often, like with my one, like, you could tell I've not put as much effort into it, but that one looks as good as like the other Marines. It's really well done.
Yeah, it's super clean. Actually, the contrast between you contrast a lot tonight. The contrast between the white on the Apothecary and the orange armor of like the Mahar Intercessor on the ground is really nice as well. Like, it just gives that kind of, it just makes him, it's one of these big things about, how bases make models stand out. And obviously, like, the Librarian with the kind of bluey grey cloak as well stands out against the base. So it just makes the model pop even more than it otherwise would, even with the excellent paint job. You've got the same thing with the Apothecary, where because it's that bright orange on the Intercessor, the white of the Apothecary just looks gleaming, like it looks clean. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I agree.
Agreed. Very much agreed. No, fantastic work, Chewie. Seriously. Excellent upper management.
Excellent upper management.
Or are these middle managers?
These guys be like middle, wouldn't they? The Phobos Librarian and the Apothecary.
Yeah.
Apothecary's definitely middle management, or,
sure, the chief.
Like a business consultant.
Yeah.
But,
Phobos Librarian's like HR.
Yeah.
I've described the future and I see problems in your appraisal.
Only ever annoying.
I've scried the future and I've foreseen that you will not be getting a bonus this year.
Yeah.
But don't blame me. It's just, it's a prophecy. Prophecies are often wrong. Anyway, we'll move on because he's got his last submission here. We have Asriel.
Oh, cool.
Oh, wow.
So,
that sword, wow.
That is some great work. Like, and the other thing is, like, that is a diddy little model. Like, that's the OG Asriel, right? And he's like Mr. Teeny Tiny, right? Because he's a very old model. As you can sort of tell by the fact that the Watcher in the Dark, who is like 3 foot tall, is most of his height.
Yeah.
One of the things that I really hope in the future, if the Dark Angels get another release, they do like an updated, much the same way I hope they do a updated Dante. I hope they do updated like Asriel and stuff. But knowing how small the model is as well adds to just how good the work on this is. Like how clean the white on the wings against the green of the armor. Like it's really lovely.
It's also metal, so huge kudos to that.
Wow.
Yeah. I was going to say it's all metal, isn't it?
Just like that. The work on that blade looks
fantastic.
So good. Yeah.
No, that's seriously top work.
I really like the gun as well. The like bolt combi plasma he's got. Really cool.
I always thought it was quite funny with this model how the wings on the helmet are about the length of his torso.
It's because he wants to. So what this guy is? This is actually Rishi Asriel, and he wants to appear taller. So he's got himself a big tall helmet, and now he can be the Chancellor of the Dark Angels.
Well, the sword is bigger than that.
Why would he want to be the Chancellor? He's already the PM.
So I meant it in the German sense.
Oh, right. Okay. Librarian could be R&D, right? It could be R&D. That's a good point. It's a fantastic model. I always really like this one. There's a version with a banner, isn't there? He has a massive banner on his back. Is that right?
Is that Asriel or is that one of the other characters?
Really trying to make himself look taller.
I can never remember. Because there's like 3 or 4. Because there's the guy in Terminator armor as well. I think he's got a banner on his back.
Belial is the one in Terminator.
Belial is the one in Terminator armor because he's like the head of the Deathwing, isn't he?
Yeah.
I think maybe he has a banner. I'm not sure.
Maybe he does. I can't remember. No, seriously, top work.
Look taller.
Yeah. The plastic Asriel has a banner. Right, there you go.
Oh, okay. Plastic Asriel has a banner. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, amazing work, man.
Yeah,
really love it.
I don't know.
Basrael.
Basrael. Excellent. Your sword game is on point in both of these. The Green of the Force sword and this is just fantastic. Seriously, great work, man.
Yeah, really good, really good, man.
Seriously, awesome stuff. Right, shall we move on to our final entry?
Oh yeah, let's go. Who we got?
So our final one is Mez. Can you see that all right?
Mez?
No, you can't.
Not really. Oh! Dun, 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 dun,
I love Legion.
So in classic fashion, we have a slight hang on. I'm gonna have to manually change this.
Technical difficulties.
Technical
Oh, I can
difficulties.
see that Count Dooku cloak is looking spicy.
Have you heard the tale of PowerPoint to the wise?
I was wondering when we would get that meme. These are the droids you were looking for. So here we have it. We have Mez's what's it called? Star Wars Legion.
Yeah.
That he has been
Roger.
working on. So he says in his email, let me just pull it up for you. Where's it gone? I've lost it. I had it just a second ago.
Oh, it's just this.
This is quality content for all of you.
You better redouble your efforts, Josh, because the Emperor is not as forgiving as I am.
Did I not even... I cannot find it. Ah, there we go. So he says, with the excitement for GW waning and Obi-Wan reinvigorating Star Wars for me, I've started playing Legion on the side. Since the dark side has cookies, and I hate the idea of painting that much white, I've become a droids player led by Sir Christopher Lee, because you can't go wrong with him. Count Dooku, his Magna Guard entourage, and 2 units of B2 flower colour lets me tell the units apart. Enjoy. Well, I do enjoy very much.
Right. Big fan of the use of flowers on bases, as you know from my Tyranids. Love the idea of using it to tell your units apart of droids that obviously otherwise look all quite similar. These guys look fantastic. The B2s are awesome. They're a really cool droid, and it's a shame that they were only really in like 1.5 movies, really, because they're kind of cool. They have those like repeating blasters. Dooku looks fantastic. Love the red on the cloak as well. He looks very statesman-like, I think is the word, because Dooku always had a kind of level of he was the sort of the voice of the CIS in Star Wars. And the Magna Guard, again, a droid that I wish was actually in more Star Wars properties, because they're really cool with their like buzzing anti-Jedi staffs that they had. They're like electro staff things. Those were really cool.
Yeah, they were only in one film, weren't they?
Yeah,
they got a really good showing in the Star Wars Clone Wars animated, the cartoon back in the day. They were really good in that.
They were really good in that. They messed up a load of Jedi with in the like original 5-minute like Gennady Tartakovsky one. They messed up a load of Jedi along with General Grievous with doing the same, and then in the films he was a bit pants.
He was like terrifying. But anyway, I agree with the Count Dooku. He looks really like he's got some authority about him, and I really love the work on his cape.
It's really nice, isn't it?
It's fantastic.
Even on the I guess the suit he's wearing, like the jacket he's got on, like the way that you picked out all of the kind of the folds where it's bunched around the belt and stuff, looks really, really good, man. Really cool. Because like they're not very big, are they? Either Legion models. I guess they're 28mm scale, but they're like they're quite slim, aren't they? I don't know. I guess it's because I'm used to painting Space Marines where they look pretty chunky. But
Clone Troopers are smaller than a Space Marine, but slightly bigger than a Guardsman, I would say.
Right. Yeah, so 28mm, so 32mm hero scale.
Yeah.
That type of thing.
No, you've done a fab job on these, Mez. Like they look really, really good. I think. I assume you can get like the droid tanks and stuff. Because again, it's going to be one of the things like when the army's completed. Like the droids, the CIS droids, I always thought looked really cool in especially obviously in Clone Wars with the Battle of Geonosis. So when the whole lot comes together with the Magna Guard and Dooku, so cool.
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
I really like it.
I need to do some Star Wars Legion. It's on the to-do list.
You can paint Obi-Wan.
I do need to paint Obi-Wan.
Roger.
But which era of Obi-Wan?
All of them.
I think there is only one Obi-Wan model.
I think there's only one Obi-Wan model in Star Wars Legion.
Is there only the Clone Wars Obi-Wan?
I think there is, yeah.
Darth Vader might be quite cool to do. But he's just pretty much black with a red lightsaber, really, isn't he?
It's a matte black for his clothes and a shiny black for his armor.
Yeah, that'd be quite interesting. You get to show us something for
more black recipes.
Yeah, this is Black Templar, this is Black Legion.
Pretty much.
Rich says apparently General Grievous's cough. General Grievous's cough was done by George Lucas, who was quite ill at the time.
He must have been to deliver that script, am I right?
Well, I know. I hate sand. It gets everywhere. It's so irritating now. I will say in the OG Clone Wars, those 5-minute ones that Gennady Tartakovsky of Samurai Jack and that did, you see how General Grievous gets that cough, because it's when he steals the Chancellor.
Fucks him up.
Yeah, Mace Windu reaches out with the Force and crunches his like rib cage a bit, and then he's like, the rest of
that has one of the coolest episodes if Mace Windu loses his lightsaber and just ends up punching up an army of droids.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, I think it's probably time to move on to the final, the roundup. So bear with me just 1 second whilst I press a button, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for all of your entries this month, and sorry again that we were so late. Here we are. We're back on the intro screen. As always, I've already told you what my favourite one was, but boys. Let's start with you, Adam. Who was your favourite?
Oh, see, well, I want to say the dragon, but you picked the dragon, so I can't go for that one. But yeah, Dave work on that was just shocking, just really good in all the right ways. I don't know, what was my favourite? I mean, they're all so good. Oh, you know what? I'm going to go for the Blade Guards, the 80-40k Homeboys posed Blade Guard, because there's lots of Blade Guard to pick from, but I love the work he's done on the weathering on those, and I just think it looks really cool. So as you've gone for the dragon, I'm going to go for 80-40k Homeboy and his Blade Guard.
Excellent choice. Rich, who was your favourite?
I hate you both. Both my answers have been stolen. You know what? I'm gonna go for Star Wars Legion at the end. It's a bit different. We don't normally get we usually get a lot of Warhammer GW based stuff. And I really liked that the droids Count Dooku is a bit different, and yeah, I really liked how it was done. So I'm gonna go with the last entry of this month's submissions.
We need 2 people to submit Star Wars Legion next month so that we can say now there are 2 of them. Because we've had a few...
ridiculous.
But we'll just pare back the accent somewhat so that we don't get cancelled.
Oh God, yeah. It's all right. I'm going to do my Watto impression for you. Just
no, yes, that would be worse. Thank you so much, guys. As always, it's always very difficult to pick favourites, but particular highlights are
really hard.
Always dragons.
Well, thanks for submitting, because we know how busy it's been. By the very fact that it's taken us 3 weeks to get it together to do it. So, no, really appreciate that. As I'm destroyed by a flying box. Really, really good.
Yeah, 10 months as well.
Yeah,
we've been on a long journey, guys. There's only 2 episodes left.
Yeah, we have.
So
in season 1.
In season 1, we may do season 2. We probably will. If Tale of Many Warhipsters is demanded back by popular demand, we will figure out how to fund it without Netflix, without the content deal, and we will do it ourselves.
Yeah.
And we will do a season 2. But yeah, only 2 episodes left to go, guys. So on that note, when is episode 11 due? When is your submissions due next? Well, flashing up on the screen before you now. Oh God, Rich, you're in the way. Get out of the way. There we are. Chapter 11 deadline is the 15th of August. Week commencing the 15th of August. For all of you interested in submitting once again. So it's a little bit of a short, I think it's about 3 weeks away, that is. But given as we're 3 weeks delayed, it's technically a 6-week gap from the last time. 15th week commencing the 15th of August. I will replay it one more time so you guys can see it. Good evening, Maverick, and hey, Underdog Painting. So there you go, chapter 11 deadline 15th of August, week commencing at 15th of August.
Yeah, so get your models in before you go on your summer holes, or take them with you on your summer holes, paint them there.
Yeah, make sure you email the real Warhipster.
Not the fake Warhipster.
Don't email that fake Warhipster. He's rubbish.
Or whoever it is that's got warhipster@gmail.com.
Find them.
Someone has, because when I tried to sign up to it, it was already taken.
It's because there's a William Allen Ripster out there who's got warhipster@gmail.com and has unwittingly taken your email address from you.
Oh, dare he.
They're the one that all my royalty checks goes to.
Yeah. I don't understand it, darling. I keep getting money and people say I'm painting models, and I don't do that.
That would be quite something, wouldn't it? That's just after WTC. Okay. So you'll have an army for us to show off, then, Rich?
Yeah, Rich can send his army in, yeah.
What are you taking to WTC? But yes, thank you so much for submitting, guys, and thank you so much for staying on this journey for the last 10 months. It's just mind-blowing to me. And we've if you think about like a year on the internet, so much happens. But then you think about because you might think like a year in real life, not in a normal life. There's 52 weekends and there's 30 days of holiday, but ultimately, most of your weeks can be spent just going to work. But you think of all the things that have happened over the past 10 months. We're approaching just in 2 months' time. We've been doing this for we've been doing this for over a year, but a year worth of content. That's just
we keep it going. By season 2, we'll be on our 8th Prime Minister.
Yeah.
Oh god,
It'll be me. It'll be one of us. We'll end up there. Everyone will do it for 10 minutes.
I can't imagine anything more chaotic than letting the country be run by us three, particularly
Can
me
you imagine?
involved.
Welcome to a national tale of many Warhipsters. You have to paint your models. People are like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'd be like, you better paint them.
To be honest, as a strategy for improving things as it stands right now, investing in local manufacturers is probably a good idea for boosting our somewhat shaky economy at times. So if there was a policy that was enacted at a global, a national level that people had to buy models from Games Workshop, it would only be a benefit to the economy and thus to our everyday general lives. It's not like I haven't.
Yeah.
I figured all of this out, and I was about to put my leadership bid in to lead the Tory Conservative Party. However, that would have meant that I would have had to have become a Conservative Party member.
I believe that, like Van Gogh or Monet in miniature, we can paint wonderful models and have a better country. That's your leadership pitch right there.
And I'll deal with the foreign affairs, because if anybody annoys me, then I'll just throw paint at them.
Can you imagine? Foreign Secretary Vladimir Putin's on the phone. What do you want?
My favourite thing.
1v1 me on Call of Duty.
My favourite thing has been the levelling up campaign, because there are quite a few videos on YouTube about levelling up your painting or levelling up your way of playing Warhammer. It's quite easy branding to just transfer across from general national policy to just painting. So we might.
Well, there we go, guys. Vote Warhipster. Vote for the Warhipster Party. We have none of your best interests at heart.
Spoil your ballots.
Do you like painting nice models? Yeah,
it'll be a laugh.
No, but look, honestly, it's been great doing this for the last 10 months and at least 2 months further. May it continue. And then, hopefully, we'll all get to go and hang out together somewhere in real person time, not internet person time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did we start this in lockdown? No. Yes.
Must have done.
No, I don't know. With those years just blended
all just
together.
blurred into one.
Were we in a lockdown when we began this? I mean, we were in a lockdown when we made.
Why don't I just go look on your channel to see when the first one was uploaded? Do you organise these as a playlist, Josh?
I do.
Thank God for that.
What do you think he is? Some kind of amateur?
Well,
yes.
the journey begins as on May the 14th, 2029.
No, we should round up.
Scared.
We should be back up. I disconnected. I do apologise. But yes, thank you so much, guys. We will see you all next month with A Tale of Many Warhipsters, Chapter 11. Very much looking forward to it, and it'll be much prompter this time. Hopefully, it'll be around the deadline rather than almost a month after. So yes, we'll see you all next time. Same Warhipster chime, same Warhipster channel. You can find Reza on Instagram at Reza Prime. You can find Adam on Instagram and on YouTube at ADR Wargaming. And you can find me exactly where you are right now. So.
In case you wondered.
In case you wondered how you ended up watching this,
how did I get here?
Exactly. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you all next time.
Bye.
Farewell, Warhipsters.
Bye.
Oh no.